Awesome, awesome.
Great. And you,
Um,
what do you do? Like Phil?
What do I do for work or for
Yeah.
fun or everything?
Yeah, both.
Um, I'm a retired media buyer. I like to say that now. Um,
Okay, cool.
Kind of created
How did you
a
how did you retire?
by deleting Facebook for good. It was I was previously head of marketing for an e-commerce brand. Was a partner in the business. Just got burnt out being in Facebook all day. Kind of scaled it up to a point where it became too much of a casino, consumed my life.
Mm,
Couldn't,
mm,
when I'd be sleeping, I'd be seeing the algorithm. I'd be driving, I couldn't stop thinking about Facebook, and I had more fun building software or ideating creatives or strategy. And I'm more of an architect than a developer. And Facebook for me was
mm.
pulling me from what I like to do.
Art-
So
mm-hmm.
um, in order to kind of get the happy medium of still doing Facebook without doing Facebook, I ended up in like
Mm-hmm.
a creative ads agency space accidentally because I just had a process of turning people's waste, existing
Mm-hmm.
creative, into performing creative. And that's kind of what I do right now. I ended up building a team here in Colorado, and it's just
Mm-hmm.
a team of editors and strategists, and we just help e-commerce brands just repurpose their existing content instead of creating new content.
Okay. Okay, interesting.
Kind of like waste management. I don't know if you've heard of this. In America, we have like a recycling business. It's like the biggest recycling
No.
business. And basically you just, you collect trash and then they take it and they repurpose it into usable objects. And that's kind of
Okay. Oh
like the
yeah, yeah,
model
yeah,
that we have.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So, and what do you recycle then? The
We
ads?
take, yeah, ads, content, and VSLs, maybe less than VSLs, more on like customer interviews, stuff that people still hoard. And we just
Mm-hmm.
see that there's value in that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that's going to be, I
Mm-hmm.
guess, part of the direction the call today might be. Again, we can dive into kind of what you're looking for. And, a lot of the solutions I'll think of are around the constraints of how do you do stuff now instead of waiting for an agency or a production company to give you content?
Mm-hmm.
Because that was
Mm-hmm.
my biggest bottleneck was I hated waiting for people on content. I wanted to move now. I wanted to upload stuff, run stuff, analyze stuff, but the
Mm-hmm.
moment you have to wait to ship a product and a creator reviews a product and they get the script and they send it back to you and then you edit it, it was a waste of time.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Okay. Smart. Yeah. And do you think that recycling ads, do you mean your own ads, not other people ads, I assume, or other people content?
What's the question?
So are you, when you say recycle, do you mean recycle your own content or other people content?
So what we do or in general, what I was saying.
Like what you do?
Yeah, we would repurpose other people's content for them.
Yeah, yeah, but that's what I mean. Like other people contents for them. So not other people contents for another person.
No.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, it makes sense.
Because
Um,
most people have hundreds of gigabytes of footage. It's just
true,
they don't know what to do with it. And two, they don't know
true,
how, like, when they figure out what to do with it, they don't know how to actually make it real or an ad.
true, 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 true. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, yeah, true. Um, okay. And so where do I start? Like, do you want to start or do you we wait or?
No, we can go. I guess just tell me a bit about the context of the business.
Okay.
I know,
Okay.
Matteo, for context, you were saying Noah has a new product he's launching, right?
Yeah, it's a supplement, but also high ticket health service. The way he was putting it to me was that it's kind of like an extension of a how did you say it, Noah? It was like a health, not a health coach, but
Yes. I'm putting it in the group so hmm. So you have some uh mm, .com/. is lead magnet 2, and then okay, so I put it 3 things there. So the first one is an event for 7, 8, and 9-figure entrepreneurs that we created together with the world memory champion. It's the guy that is, according to the Guinness Record Book and to the championship, the world championship, he's like the smartest, officially smartest person on earth. And we created this 1-day biohacking retreat where we combine conventional medicine that has not been implemented by doctors because it's too new, and natural old medicine, and we combine it to make entrepreneurs, investors, like high performance, as smart and as agile as possible, physically and mentally. So it's kind of an educational day, right? Like imagine you're an 8-figure entrepreneur and you have 600 people under you, and you are running the business. Like what can you do to have more brain power, more energy, more of everything? And most people, to be honest with you, if they are on that level, they're not doing it for survival. They're not doing it for the money. They're doing it for the envy. They're doing it for the ego. Like if you make already 8 million per year, going to 20 million, it's for other reasons, right? So we tell them usually, okay, why do you want to perform better? Like and if you are already making enough money, like why are you walking with this buddy? So on that day, we explain, like we do usually when people come, we test their blood. You know, we tell them you cannot manage what you cannot measure. So we test their blood, we test their urine, we test their sperm, we test their toxicity, and then we do a breath work, ice bath, saunas. We have sheep on the barbecue that's organic, ecological, no pesticide. We tell them about food. We have a medical doctor explain like what is the Pareto principle of biohacking? Like what can you do to be as optimal as possible? Because you don't have 2-3 hours per day, right, to do all these things. And it's from stem cell therapy to peptide injections. It depends how much you want to spend. We tell them if you have only $5,000, $10,000 per year budget, is different than if you have $100,000. So and we explain them what can you do. So there are peptides. There are we explain what they are, what they can do, how to optimize your hormone. What is the Pareto principle? That's what we do. And then yeah, then we have the barbecue. They have a lunch. They network between each other, and then we have the world memory champion come and teach them how to optimize their brain, like how to use the brain the way it's intended to be, and why most people are not doing it the right way. And after that, usually they are yeah, they're surprised that they didn't know so much about it, and they always ask us, okay, so how can we be like how can we do that? Can you help us? And they become a patient. So that's one lead magnet. The other is I just started my personal brand. So because of the media buyer that I was speaking to, he said, look, it's going to be great if you have some type of content online. So and like I did a lot of things in my life, from becoming Wim Hof trainer to scaling company until it went IPO. I was chosen as worst landlord of the Netherlands because I was like 24 and had too many apartments, and the Communist Party didn't like that. To I was living in a refugee camp for 3 years. So like he told me, look, all these stories you can put them on, and it will attract people. And I wrote a book with Brian Tracy, a book with Robert Allen. I was one of the judges on Shark Tank as a visiting judge. So like he said to me, that will help attract the 7, 8, and 9-figure entrepreneurs, because then it's just not a doctor or a biohacker without entrepreneurial experience. And then what we are giving is the longevity clinic, which that's the high ticket, where I bought this company, I rebranded it. I bought a license for Europe, United States, Canada, and Middle East, and then I bought a compounding pharmacy so I can make my own drugs and sell it to our patients. And then I hired a couple of doctors, including my wife, to write the protocols, because most doctors, like, they focus on how can we heal you after you have diagnosed, but and we focus on prevention and performance, right? So how can we perform better, which only 1 to 2% actually of the people are aware of, like, wants to prevent. Like, when do you go to the dentist? Most people don't go to the dentist unless they have a problem, right? So um, that is what that is in a nutshell, let's say, what we are selling. Make sense?
Cool. Yeah, yeah. Seems like you made pretty good progress recently. So what's the problem? What would you kind of like, maybe not the problem, but what's the goal? Like where
The goal, like in numbers, or the goal just strategy wise?
we can start strategy wise.
Like, the goal is to have automated lead generation system, because I have the salespeople, I even have the CEO for the company. But before that, I want to have a system. So I don't know if media buying is the right way. I don't know if affiliate, like, I spoke at Affiliate World in Budapest, and some of the affiliates told me, "Oh man, you should definitely do affiliates. That's great. We can help you." And other people told me, "Look, man, don't waste your time with affiliates. They're gonna kill your brand." And another honest affiliate told me, "Look, to be honest to you, you can do affiliates, and if you filter them, but better to do media buying, because you have to think like this: if you're gonna do affiliates, you're gonna pay way more than if you're gonna do media buying." And then I went into, one guy introduced me, he's a patient, and introduced me to Alex Hormozy, a group, a mastermind group. And then I was kind of his assistant, shadowing the discussions there. And everyone was saying, "Look, you need to be an expert in DRM, because it's kind of, it will give you a kind of freedom of power to create a system with anytime you have an idea, you can kind of speed up that process of having leads and having sales." So that's mostly why I wanted to pick a brain of someone who's a media buyer, who has, let's say, the whole, from A to Z experience, from VSL, copywriters, and we built everything. By the way, we created the funnel on Go High Level. We connected the merchant processor. We connected all the other things what need to connect. We created 7 ad creatives, and now we're gonna film, like, the film crew is coming this Friday. We're gonna film another 10, 15, and then we're gonna test them. We're gonna start testing them, and see what comes out of it.
Got it. Okay. That's good context. So then I'll break now the question down a little bit more. So would you say that the problem is lack of traffic? Or would that be derived from choosing a platform? Like what would you say where you're at right now? Because it seems you have all the ingredients you need.
Yeah, I just never did any type of media buying ever in my life. Like, um, the company that I scaled was always through affiliates or partnerships or SEO, how crazy that might sound, and never through media buying. No, no Meta, no Google, no YouTube. And I just want to know, like, am I on the right path? And Like let's say I don't know what I don't know. And I always find that the most dangerous part, like the blind spot.
Okay. I see. I think then I'm just taking notes here. I'll just share my
Sure,
screen
sure.
now.
I also shared, I don't know if you saw that, Matteo, I shared um, the creatives and digital assets. Like we created also, like for example, the guy that created the funnel for us, he's a patient and friend, and he said, okay, let me do it for you. And he said, let's create also a lead magnet, and we create a lead magnet, and it's called like the 7 ways to increase your testosterone in, I don't know, in 1 week or something, or to triple your testosterone in 1 week. And in Hormozy mastermind, they said your lead magnet need to be fantastic. It need to be really amazing that people think, holy cow, if this is a lead magnet, like what's inside of the program? And he
Right.
said, no man, make it as simple as possible, as short as possible, as easy absorbable as possible. And the end product, it's very yeah, I don't know, it's mm, it is indeed easy, but it doesn't give like really huge value. And I don't know which one to follow. Like, is it Alex or is it Max, which is the funnel builder?
Mm.
So here's what I'm thinking. There's like questions derived from like what's the best lead magnet to do, what's the best channel to run. Obviously you're building the personal brand. And I think the
It
best
said there's
advice,
supplements. By the way, it's not, we're not selling any supplements.
you're not selling supplements? I thought you had this,
No, we're selling drugs.
got it. Should I just keep it as high ticket? Just like that?
Yeah, yeah, high tickets, and within the high ticket, the drugs are included.
Got it.
Maybe I should call them prescription medicine. But yeah, sorry to interrupt you. Just so we have clarity about.
The best advice that I've gotten on this was, where are your desired customers hanging out? And then you backtrack that into what platform or medium do you communicate to them? So
Mm.
you're mentioning 7, 8, 9-figure entrepreneurs. Well, that's a pretty broad thing, right? Because you can go into the ClickFunnels group, for example, or you can go into like a mastermind group. Like if I were you, I'd just go into like these mastermind groups that people are paying to get in. But I think the question first becomes like, who is that target audience? Like, how would you break that down within this segment of people?
Yeah, yeah, it's actually the mastermind group is true, and I've been speaking a lot at a lot of mastermind groups and a lot of exclusive events, like a lot of crypto events, and I got some patients from that. But it's not like it depends on me going there and speaking, and that's not what I want.
What's in common between those people that were in those mastermind groups? Why did they become customers?
You have to think. You have to think like this. If you are making $10,000 per month, it's not bad, right? Like income 10,000. It's not bad, but to pay then $844 per month, to which is 10,000 per year, our cost, the minimum tier we have, that's like asking 10% of your monthly income. It's like asking someone who's making 100 million per year, give me 10 million per year for my services. So it's a big ask. While if you make $50,000 per month, then $800, $900 per month is nothing. I said, yeah, sure. Where can I? Where? So that's the difference, like, and that's why we need these higher entrepreneurs, because then first of all, they don't have this resistance of money. Second of all, they have more awareness of, yeah, I need definitely to do also something about my health, because money is energy, and energy is also money.
Did the people that are currently your clients or that you've gone to as clients, how do they make their money? Has it been through exits? Has it been through cash flow? Like, is there a pattern about how these people have?
Yes, 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 yes. I mean, they're all kind, but yeah, a lot of them did some exits, but they're still entrepreneurs. They exited. They're just successful entrepreneurs. They exited and they went through, right? It can be from crypto. It can be from um, any other type of businesses. Some are retired and they just want to keep being healthy. Like, yeah.
And you mentioned the word preventative. Like, have these people had health problems yet? When did or do they start realizing after they exited that they had this?
No, they don't realize it. Like, example, we had today a call with a guy. He has the biggest stock exchange, crypto stock exchange in North Europe, right? Like what's it called in England, in United States? Like the 500,
Forbes
the S&P,
500?
no, Forbes, exactly. He's on the Forbes 500, and he said, no, I'm super healthy, and he looks very healthy. He sport 5 times a week, and we did his blood test, and he's pre-diabetic, and he didn't know it. And we told him, man, like, you have a serious issue. And he actually wanted to become a patient because of his shoulder. He said, yeah, my shoulder, I don't know, it's always like annoying me. Okay, we can solve your shoulders like within 3-4 weeks. Like, we have testimonials from top soccer players, and that are in Europe, in the soccer world, very famous, because we healed them that other doctors could not heal them. So that's how, when we told him this, oh yeah, I have a shoulder, can you heal me? He said, yeah, sure, it will take us 3-4 months, and it's gonna be gone. And then, but we always do blood test, and we tested that, and that's how so a lot of people, they just don't know they have a problem. But to be honest, we still need to find to discover or meet someone who has no issues. Everyone has issues. Like, we have 21-year-old crypto traders that are clients of ours, and they have also issues, right? They have iron toxicity, or they have some type of things. If you keep searching, you will find. So we always find something. And we had also cancer patients that we help them with their cancer. But obviously we cannot say that, because then, I don't know, the internet will block you. So we don't take these people, but we can definitely take their testimonials. And we even have, I don't know, he's a Canadian guy. I don't know if he's United States famous. He was famous in the past. His name is Brian Tracy. He wrote like more than 80, 90 books, many bestsellers. And he also, we have a testimonial for him. We have from Patrick Labert. We have like more than 60, 70 video testimonials. And we just started.
And when you did this call with this guy this morning, again, what are they coming with you in terms of, like, are these discovery calls, like they're coming to you inbound automatically, or are you reaching out to them?
No, I was speaking at an event in Switzerland, and he was one of the things. And after that, he came to me, said, so can you explain me about your services? He said, yeah, sure. So I explained to him, and he said, okay, well, where can I sign? So I sent him just the payment link, and he paid.
What was interesting to him? Like, why did he want to talk to you? Like, what did you say that resonated with him?
Okay, so that's a good question. Most people don't pay us for because we have only the advice, let's say, the how to do it, but they pay us for speed of implementation. So what other people will take them 9 months to heal you, we will heal you like way faster. In 3-4 weeks, you will see already some change. And we explained that I like the presentation that I gave. I explained like a lot of people come to me and said, look, if this is true what you're telling me, why my doctor, and I have a private concierge service, why my doctor didn't explain me this? And then I explained to them. I explained to them because the medical science that gets now discovered, it will take on average 17.2 years. That's a Harvard Medical School statistics and study before it becomes mainstream. And that's on the average. And then I tell them, look, the average consultation in the United States is between 6.9 and 12.4 minutes. That's including studying your file. Like even if you're a concierge service, they will give you concierge service, but based on old data and old science, right? And if you combine that the half-life of medical knowledge, it's 76 days, and you put that all in one pan, I mean, how can your doctor even help you? Our doctors doesn't have 15 to 20,000 patients, which is the average of the medical doctor in the United States. We have 2,000 patients maximum, right? So that's why we can help you better. Yeah, and plus the things that we are giving to you, they just has been made illegal by the FDA. The peptides has been made illegal. The peptides that we use have been made illegal. That's why I bought this pharmacy, this compounding pharmacy in Europe. But if a non-USA doctor prescribe from a non-USA pharmacy and send it to the patient in USA, then suddenly it's allowed. So we just found this loophole in the law where we can send these amazing peptides that, to be honest with you, I don't understand why they're illegal, why they just made them illegal, because all the scientific data shows that you're better off with them than without them. So yeah, that's why, and we obviously do a lot of HRT and TRT, right, for men, like hormone replacement therapy and testosterone replacement therapy. We add that to peptides, and we add that to gut optimization, and we add it to heavy metal detoxification, and we add also parasite cleansing. It's all modalities that our patient are obliged is a big word, but very strong advice to do, right? And then they get a 24/7 medical doctor that guide them. So they have like his WhatsApp or his Telegram. He said, "Hey man, I just drank one bottle of white wine. Like, what should I do? I have tomorrow presentation and to be sharp." You know, and then we tell them, okay, do this, do that, you know, and then yeah, it can be anything from the how to train to I need to have a six-pack within 6 weeks because I have a role in a movie. Like, help me. Obviously, only training will not be enough. So we need to give them other things.
So it sounds like there's a bit of, correct me if I'm wrong, like biohacking involved here, right?
Yes, correct. It's all around biohacking. I don't like the word because everyone uses it these days, but indeed, if you can summarize it, it's indeed biohacking using conventional and natural ways.
So I guess the last question here is the people that are coming to you that have, let's say, this criteria, have they ever heard of biohacking before? Or are you the first person that maybe explains it succinctly, that it just clicks for them, like they see a solution versus a pill?
Yeah, I simplify it because, to be honest with you, for a doctor, it's very easy to sound smart, but I simplify it because even my wife, who's a medical doctor, you know, when she talk, like people like they think, wow, it's like too complicated. But then I take it and I simplify it with analogies that makes them think, oh yeah, okay, this we can do it, right? So they have definitely have heard of biohacking. I mean, that's why they call me to come and speak. And my presentation, it's called the Pareto principle of biohacking, right? So I explain like what is the 20% of the 20%, like, so what is the 4% that you can do to get maximum output.
Cool. Okay. I think I have everything I need. So I was just kind of taking notes. You can see my screen,
Yes,
right?
thank you. Yes, I do. I'm following it.
Cool. Yeah. So I was just like we can circle back to this, but this gave me an idea for a lead magnet. Like, if that's a thing people resonate with, the way you're simplifying them via analogies, how can you make your analogies public? They're just analogies, you know, they mean
Yes.
more when you're explaining them, but if it work, the thing with like creative or just content is if it resonates in a smaller group, let's say internally with your team, like whenever we come up with ideas, if something clicks with the team, it's probably going to click with the clients. And if it clicks with the clients, it's going to click with the customers. There's like these bubbles that emerge. So if you're speaking to people and they always say the analogies are resonating with them, just share those with more people and see if that scales up. And if it does, then, you know, it's going to resonate with the market. It
Yes,
seems
yes,
like
yes.
that's something there.
Yeah, true. It's simplifying, and sometimes it's just telling them. Like a lot of people think that they are iron deficiency. You know, that doesn't exist. Iron deficiency doesn't exist. Anemia doesn't exist. But there is still this mainstream discussion about, oh, I need to take iron tablets. So this is the worst what you can do. So I explain them why, based on science, based on statistics, based on studies, medical studies, and then they think, oh wow, no one told me that. My doctor always said you need to take iron. So I explain them that. I explain them the fact that you don't have to take 12 months to heal a knee injury. You can heal any knee injury or Achilles injury within 3 months. You know, you just need to know what to take. I explain them what the power of peptides. Most people don't know what peptides are, right? So peptides is a big thing. Yeah, exactly. It's a paradigm shifting. So we use a lot of peptides. I'm in love with peptides for everything. And we give it to people. So that's something that a lot of people didn't even know of the existence of it. Well, it exists. I mean, it exists almost 100 years. Insulin is the oldest peptides that there is. So, and it's a kind of it makes you Wolverine. You know, you heal so fast. Any type of injury, any type brain injuries. Like we had even people who came in a wheelchair, and that the doctor told them, sorry, you had too long not enough oxygen to your brain, so you're paralyzed for life. And within 6 months they could walk because we gave them mega doses of peptides and DMT, right, which is an illegal substance in some countries, but not in the country where this patient was. So it's mostly science that most doctors don't know about because they don't have the time to research it. Like now we just got a call from a top executive from Google. He just discovered he has cancer stage 4, and the doctors told him, look, forget about it. Just make your plans to say goodbye and enjoy the last months. And we told him, I mean, yes, you can do that, but there is a big chance you can heal if you do this. We don't promise anything, but at least try it. Right? And until now, all the patients that had cancer stage 4 that became patients, they survived. I don't say that it's going to be always like this, but yeah.
Cool. Okay. So where my head's now at is like I kind of understand the product, at least like high level, like what the differentiation is. And then now I'm trying to connect that to why the target audience would care about that. Like why have you gotten these people to kind of become the customers? And there could be more points here, but it seems like when you're dealing with ultra successful and wealthy people, they got there because they did the opposite of what everyone told them, or they were told they can't do something and then they did it anyway. And what you're telling
Yes.
people is the thing that seems impossible is possible. And then that pushes people to be curious because they don't like doing things that other people are doing. They like proving the system wrong. So it seems like, if this sound correct, like just the earning, this is like the ideal.
Yeah. This what you're going, the direction where you're going is very beautiful. Yes, exactly. It's a very
Okay.
nice angle because indeed, you became investor, you became entrepreneur not because you wanted to have a normal life, an average life.
Exactly. And then this points, this is important. I don't know how to connect this to this over time.
So it's not only advice and speed of implementation, it's as advice. Like, people don't pay us for advice, because a lot of people call us and say, hey, I got your number from, can I book a consultation? Sorry, we don't do consultations. So what people pay us is speed of implementation plus easiness of implementation. So the advice is, yes, definitely advice, and it's actually that third thing. They pay us also for cutting edge advice that most doctors don't know about, and not because doctors are stupid or are bad people. It's just because they don't have the time. Like, they don't even have the time to take care of their own health, let alone for other people. And to be honest with you, all our doctors, they need to be lean. Like, even our 70-year-old doctor who should have been retired 7 years ago, he has still his six-pack, so that's like, I believe that if you're not rich, don't talk to me about how to become wealthy, and the same about if you're about health and about parenthood and about love or whatever, right? So I want to learn from someone who did it, not talk about it. And that's who we are. Like, at 8:30 we go to bed, my wife and I. Why? Because if I look in the mirror, I don't want to feel like I'm a liar, right? I tell everyone, hey, go early to bed, and then I sleep at midnight. No, that's how it works life. So we kind of are preachers, but also we do what we say. And yeah, that's also, like, a lot of people resonate with us when we teach, because, yeah, actually, another thing that might be interesting for you, at least for this chart, is that a lot of people become patient after they trained with me, because I'm 50-year-old, and when they train with me, they think, what the fuck? Like, how is this possible that you have this energy, right? And I'm like, I am very shredded. I have a six-pack, but I am also, like, very strong. Like, I do handstand and splits, and I teach capoeira and animal flow, and so when they come and then I teach them the exercise, and then they see that they are actually very stuck because they're sitting too much, because they're I don't know, whatever reason, because they're not training the right way. They say, how can I learn from you? I said, well, I don't teach this, but this can become a part of the whole experience. And I don't want to only make you stronger from aesthetics point of view. I want to make you stronger from inside out. So if you give me the chance, then I'll show you. And then that's how they become clients.
Interesting. See, like that, it's like if you're finding that pattern, again, one idea is if people are resonating with this, the idea that when they see you train, obviously in person is different than remote. Can you create some sort of either virtual training where people see you training with somebody else? For example, David Goggins, I'm sure you're familiar with him. Yeah.
Yes.
He'll do something where UFC fighters will come train with him and he'll be on the bike pedaling and then they'll be throwing up. And there's a difference between like him saying, be hard and do this and all that. But when you have people that are badass fighters that can't walk with him and train with him, it shows that there's a level to it.
Yes.
Can you show that on a virtual thing? Well, if you're training with people that are athletes and are fit and then you're
Yes.
keeping up with
Yes.
them, then
Yes.
it adds a whole nother level of credibility. Or, you can have that as like, if you're in Dubai, Barcelona, wherever you are, have people come train with you on a Sunday or whatever and
Yeah.
make it more of an
Yeah.
event.
Yes. Actually, that's so funny. Yeah, I train with some here, FC Barcelona soccer players, and this Friday comes here a big, huge bodybuilder on testosterone and, like, on steroids, not testosterone, and he's gonna train with me because he wants to become more mobile, and I can film all these sessions. Yes, and these are big guys, like, right? I'm not a big guy. I'm just very shredded, but not. So yeah, definitely we can do that.
Yeah, it's
And
like
I have to say to you, the people that are interested in this, that know about this, are poor people, because capoeira and animal flow comes from the street. It comes from favelas. So it comes from a poor man mentality. When I introduce that to rich people, like when I go to Dubai and train, like I stay in my apartment, and then in the whole building is only millionaires. So when I go to the gym and I train there, there's at least 8 people coming every time. Hey man, what is this? Like, what, do you teach this? What like, it's very weird training that you do. So I have to put myself physically in a place where wealthy people are, if I want to attract that type of clients. If I go just to Barcelona, like, no one will pay any attention.
Interesting. So the thing that you're doing, it's just a rebranded thing that poor people do, but the rich people will never understand that because they don't want to see or consume what other people.
Exactly.
Hmm.
Exactly. Yeah.
So you're just
But they don't know
rebranding the
about.
thing.
Yeah, exactly. I'm rebranding it. They don't know about its existence even.
Cool. Okay. I think this is kind of all I needed to understand, like very detailed, to then we can now solve, like, because the thing we're trying to solve is like, what's the best channel? I guess that's what I'm trying to, the goal for me in this call is like, why affiliates if it is, why meeting, why it is like, or media buying. Maybe there's a better thing. Maybe you don't have to do any advertising. Maybe you can, I don't know. But what would it come down to is, who are you trying to reach? That's step one, which again, you've already clearly understand your customer. The next step is, where have you found them? There's masterminds. I'm sure mastermind seems like the biggest thing for sure.
Well, to be honest with you, yes, masterminds, but also these retreats where like the 1 day biohacking day. A lot of clients come to that, and also retreats. Like we organize twice per year, just for fun, a one week retreat, or in the middle of the desert in an exclusive castle, or on a private island where we invite 20 people. It's a $12,000 ticket, and yeah, people come. We clean everything, we test everything, we clean everything. It's like super luxury, like unlimited massages and you name it, and we have it. And then after the 7 days, people think like, what the heck? I've never felt so amazing. How can we continue? And that's when we upsell them to the clinic. So that's another angle, right? Just a retreat. But I want to like I want it's I want to find a way to create a system.
Mhm.
And that's why I was thinking media buying, because everyone talk about it, like from Alex to Hormozy to you name it, to Russell Brunson and everyone around you, to Matteo. Everyone says, okay, you should create a funnel, and you should create a maybe a lower ticket and then upsell, and so I'm trying to find a lead gen system.
I'm assuming you've heard of this guy before, Gary Brecka.
Yes, and so when I bought this company, I became patient with every major clinic, including Gary Brecka, including Tony Robbins' clinic, including the Medical Health Institute, include like so many, like 18 clinics. And to be honest with you, they're all bullshit. Like, first of all, Gary Brecka supplements, they're full of ascorbic acid and whatnot. The magnesium are not the right magnesium, they're not the right dosages. Like, there are a lot of things that are not accurate. And that's why I thought, you know what, if this is the best there is. I became Tony Robbins. I'm a huge fan of Tony, right? When I lost my father, I chose him as an example, and I thought, you know what, I'm gonna just follow what this guy say. And one of the reasons why, I became like I think successful is because of him. So, or at least his mentality. And when I went, I said, okay, I'm gonna become a patient of his, at least to give back. When I became a patient, like, I was shocked at at the protocols they had, and how they were treating like patient. Like, I got a reply a month later. Like, I was like, what the heck, guys? Like, I've sent you a month ago, 4 weeks ago. Oh, sorry, we had some starting problems. Okay. And I stayed with them for 4 weeks and 4 months. And like, after 4 months, I said, like, this is just waste of my time. So that's when I thought, okay, amazing. What I have is going to be amazing. So, and that's why just by word of mouth, I have now 182 patients. And yeah, it's and people like are happy with it, like, you know, and they're referring other people and referring other people, and now they brought their mother with it and their sister and their wife. So I know I know the product is great. I know the delivery is great. The protocols are great, you know, because I do it also from my heart, and it's really, you know, it's also the lifestyle I live. So competition, yeah, there is competition, but they have just a better marketing system, you know, because they have Grant Cardone and they have names. So that's when some of the people that I spoke with, they said, man, you should just build your own personal brand and then use that also as a lead magnet.
The reason I brought up Brekka's name is because when I think of, I know, like, I've looked into what kind of his philosophy is, and I mean, I'm not too kind of deep into it, but I don't think it's necessarily the best thing, but it's marketed as the best thing. You know, 10x Health, and it's just the marketing. They've won. And the reason I wrote that is because when we're talking about a lead gen system, once we find out like who the audience is, where they hang out, like who's doing it right for that existing audience. Maybe Brekka's audience is like going after poor people than this, right? Maybe. Like the one question I just had while doing this was like, you're mentioning crypto and you're mentioning business exits. Speaking of Pareto principle, is there a particular client, like have they sold a specific business? Are they in the crypto industry more than they are in industry? Are they in real estate? Are they in e-commerce? Are they marketers? Like, do you have that 80% of that customer that you know what they are? Yeah, I can see it. I can't hear you though.
What about learn high level, and so you guys can get a better rundown of how to go through.
Yep, I can hear you now.
Okay, I don't know what happened. Suddenly you disappeared. I lost the question. What was the question?
If going to like the Pareto principle,
Oh, yes.
other
Yeah, no, there is no pattern. Like the people in Dubai are all between 21 and 28. They're all in crypto, but no, they're not all in crypto. They're all in crypto as a side job, but they have some social media businesses and like high-end social media, you know, where they're making 300,000-400,000 K 300,000 euro per month. In Switzerland, there are a bit more old money people, because that's how I entered in these groups, right? Through an old money guy, and then he introduced me to his friend and his friends, and then the people in Germany, they're all like all the 8 people we have are all politicians because that's how we got into it. The Americans are more retired people. that sold their company, like they're all around 55, 60, between 50 and 60, let's say. Our ideal client is definitely someone above 50, like 45, above 45, let's say 45 to 65. That's our ideal clients. The guys that are in Dubai are really, really exceptions, I think. And I'm saying this not because of my patterns, but because of what we see at other agencies, at other clinics, at other the people. Like, you start having problems when you're 45, right? Especially if you've neglected. So usually the problems happen that. Plus, testosterone levels has been plumbering 1% per year since 1973. At least that's what the statistics show. So now people, when they are 40, 50, like their testosterone is way too low, right? Their erections are not as hard as before. Their energy is not as hard as before. So, and we solve that. We solve that quite fast. You know, they don't have to go to a whole, yeah. I don't know if it makes sense, but what I explained now to you.
Yeah, so some like personal brands that are coming to mind. So again, I have Brecca, and then there's this guy named The Jet Business. Have you heard of him before?
Sorry, who?
The Jet Business?
Legit?
The Jet, this one right here.
The jet business. Ah, okay. No, I never heard of him.
So he built a personal brand just selling private jets. His clientele is
Yes, yes, yes,
re-
yes, yes. Yeah, I think I saw some movies of his. Older guy, no?
yeah, older guy.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I saw him. Yeah, yeah. That's so funny. Yeah. Yeah, I saw him. Yeah, at this guy. And I saw him explain what it is, what a jet, like which jet he should choose, one of the guys. Yeah, okay.
Exactly. Yeah. So like my mind right now is going to like who has that system, right? Like again, like there's the one-offs things, like you can have a system where you go to masterminds or you go to retreats and um all that stuff, but when it comes down to like who built a good system, I mean, again, I'm not in the market to buy a jet, but if I ever am in the market to buy a jet, this guy has branded himself as the person for that.
Yes.
And if I'm in the market for, let's say, I didn't meet you until today, but prior to this, when I'm thinking about like biohacking and health optimization,
Yes.
it was Gary Brecka, and then now you have Ryan Johnson,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And it's just marketing.
Yes.
It's all
It's all
marketing.
like we've analyzed Brian Johnson like supplements. It's all bullshit.
Mhm.
So some of them are toxic even. But so yeah, you're right. It's all about branding.
And what's in common between all of these people is they're polarizing and they picked an enemy,
Mhm.
right? They like he was going against, again, the modern medical system, and he's trying to go against the beliefs of like you can live to, I don't know what the number was, 150, 120, whatever is impossible. He's like, I'm gonna prove it right. And he just became like a side project for him. I saw his thing maybe a week ago or 2 weeks ago, because I was curious how it's changed, and now he's going after Athletic Greens. He's picking an enemy, and
Yes.
Athletic Greens has become over the years like I don't know if they're a billion-dollar company now, but the household name and supplements, right?
Yes.
They got Rogan, and he found them as their enemy. What that's
Yes.
going to do is anytime he pisses them off by saying something, people are going to comment on his behalf. And eventually it's going to reach the right people that will buy his supplements. This guy is going after commercial flights, and he's going after, why you shouldn't be doing first class, and making you seem as a wealthy person that you're doing the wrong thing and wasting your time. If you have money, you're wasting your time. Here's what you can be doing. Here's why it's better. And then obviously Brecca's doing his own thing, and then he got his own influencers. Like I know he's got Cardone and Dana
Yeah.
White and some other people. And he finds like they're finding the enemies.
Yes.
What it seems like, and again, this is a different battle, but that's the enemy.
Yes. 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 Yes.
And if a lot of times like people will talk the talk, but then they have not actually done it. They're just talking. If you've tried every other clinic and you have proof, and then you have proof why yours is better, and you can compare and contrast, you're going to find other people who are because think about it, they're doing marketing to get people into their business. Those could be
Yes.
your customers, for example. Your customers haven't just future customers haven't decided that your option is available. And while they're thinking about their option, you can now enter the conversation by saying their bullshit, here's why, and give them the choice of who they think is a better choice. That's all.
Okay.
That's just an idea. Like again, they're picking enemies. That's what everyone
I
has
mean,
done.
picking enemies always works because especially if it's a Goliath, right?
Hmm?
Especially if it's big.
Exactly. I mean,
Yeah.
Andrew Tate did it against that's how he grew, is just like picking an enemy. So
Yeah.
in order to get big or get big people, you have to do something that, it's paradigm shifting. Like you're speaking against the norm and you
Yeah.
let the poor people relay your message for you. The rich
Yeah.
people are to find them specifically, like if you want to do that manually, like this is your better option because they're there. It's very isolated. You can
Yes.
be very controlled. If you're trying to reach them via targeting, you won't do that unless the poor people do it for you. That's it.
Unless poor people do it for you.
They're the ones commenting and liking poorer people, not your customer base. The poorer people, what I'm gonna say, like it's not the people that are at 50 million a year, maybe people at 500,000, people at 1 million, people
Yeah.
that they're gonna be the ones calling you bullshit, but then they're gonna be the ones entering you into the conversation, just like you're calling them bullshit. And now you have just entered in the whole thing. So
Yeah.
like your strategy with like this, your Instagram, that's probably
Yeah.
a good spot to go. But like, where else do they hang out? Like, are these people on Twitter? I know a lot of those people are on Twitter. Like Brian Johnson, his whole audience is on Twitter. Maybe that's another place to go. Alex Hormozi's audience is on Twitter. So I
True.
know, and also Twitter is more conservative, far right. Um, you have people that it's like a public forum. They don't feel like they're being, what's the word? Like they have a voice. Whereas if
Yeah.
you speak your mind somewhere else, like you get shut down. So Twitter, you're going to have people that even if they're not going to be posting, they're on that platform because they can seek the truth more than other platforms.
Yeah. Yeah.
Instagram will suppress you. So that's why I think these guys have done it here because they have that system where they can just speak their mind. Just kind of making sense at all.
Very much. So what you're saying is go on Twitter and go on and stay on Instagram, but yeah. So actually, what I need to hire is not a media buying, but more like a social media buying company that understand this.
That's one way. I mean, look at politicians. What they're doing is they're just getting people to talk about them on Twitter, and like people are just commenting for them and debating each other, and they're giving you free exposure. Now people say, "Oh, this is bullshit." Then you can make a video talking about how it's not bullshit or whatever it is, and you have the biggest problem you're going to run into is what do you say? Well, figure out what to say. Just figure out what are people saying, and you respond to them. And you have to have people come up with your content for you. And that's the ultimate lead gen system is like, what's trending based on your community or their community. Comment on it, jump on it, give your 2 cents on that, right? Like this stuff,
Yes.
like you can use your language. And if people, at the end of the day, people are going to buy from you or your company because they trust you, not somebody else. Health is like something that people won't just like hand over. So they want to make sure they're doing the right decision. And if they feel like they can resonate with you and not a corporation,
Yes.
I mean, you'll win. So it's like, how do you humanize this in a way
Yeah.
that,
Yeah.
and like all these points are really important. It's just you have to how can you show this? Like, show, don't tell. Like, show your doctors, or like, they can say, oh, the doctors are bullshit. And you show a 70-year-old doctor with a six-pack, where the
Yeah.
person commenting is 350 pounds obese,
Yeah. 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 I hear you.
And
Okay.
then like the lead magnet, like I don't know. I mean, like again, I would just think like who can push the message for you? Like you can
Mm.
just train live with people, but like who like repost this or comment on this or say like, oh, this guy's fake. Well,
Mhm.
people that know what's real or what fake will know how to sense the bullshit. But like let people like David Goggins has so many haters, but at the end of the day, like after an influencer trains with him, they post after and they give him more exposure, validating his thing. People will trust that. That's
Mm.
like the testimonial.
Mm.
I think you're like, it sounds like you're very passionate about it, which you are, and like you're very, like you know your shit, you know, like you don't have to make anything up. Like you're just like, I'm asking you questions and like you know exactly what the thing is, and like in any direction that it goes, it's like you believe in the product, which I don't think like a lot like these guys all believe in what they're saying. They're never going to change their stance.
No.
Whereas like, and that's what makes them consistent, and they're going to
Yeah.
win. Yeah.
Yeah, but like okay, so this is great, by the way. This is giving me a lot of perspective, new perspective. So thank you for borrowing your brain. Uh, but like the thing is like how to execute this.
Yep.
Like imagine like I hire someone, and like what kind of person first of all I need to hire? Is it should I not do the media buying or should do the media buying? Should I do media buying on Twitter instead of Instagram?
Yep. Ever heard that before? Who, not how?
No.
There's a um
Oh yes,
book
who
on
not
that.
how. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Who is, I mean, who is my client, not how I get it.
At the same rate, like instead of it can also be done in this way. Instead of saying how can I execute this,
Yes. Yes. How?
who can execute this for me?
Who can I? Oh, okay. No, I didn't know about this.
You just
Yes, that's
invert the idea because when you start thinking about who, then you get to the how. Because the
yes.
how we can like I stopped thinking in those ways because like my brain will overthink. Like I'll just start going these routes. If
Mm.
you have a, like right now, who quickest win in my mind is like you have 182 patients or customers, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if those are your ideal clients, like how do you get to their friends? How do you get to their circle of 5 people? My first thing is like the customers are there that can get you more customers. Like the referral program would just be the easiest thing. I know we're not solving the main thing here of like the actual system, but if I was to like implement something instantly right away, it's like, is a referral program strong enough? Can you multiply like, you know,
Mm.
like
And
they're clusters, right? Like your clients and customers like all know people that are of wealth too. Like that's who they hang around now. Eventually you're
totally.
gonna like get to that top and you're gonna hit a, you know, ultimate maximum, but like, you know, what's gonna happen is like you're gonna probably go a couple layers in where like let's say this person becomes a customer. Now they're gonna have their friends. It's just referral 101, but like to me, if your product is that good, like there's your marketing. But and then like how can you make content with these people now to then bring in more people? That would be my content strategy is like, can you work out with your clients? Can you do things with them if they're high profile? If people, other high profile people know the high profile people you work with,
Mm-hmm.
like notice how with Brecca, the name Dana White came to my mind.
Yes.
If people like Dana White, they're like, oh, he's a badass guy. Like if he's doing it, I'm gonna do it. You know,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
that's how they're gonna win. If you have this football player who you're gonna be working out with, that,
Yes.
or if you work out like tennis players or whoever it is, like who follows them? Like just publicize that stuff. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
crypto people are probably more anonymous, but I'm sure, you know, people would
Yeah.
love to hear who your customers are because it's going to give you more customers.
Yes. Yes. That's true. And yeah, that's very true. And to be honest with you, there are some people who don't want to be, and we had to sign a 72-page NDA, but most people not.
Okay, so then
Yeah.
what I'd be thinking about is just like let's call it the plan.
So actually, cases like patient cases,
Like a case study.
like case studies. Is that what you mean? Like with these famous people?
Yeah, case studies, that's one thing. I think to show the fact that it's a smaller but more intentional customer base, like can you meet your clients in person and train with them live? Like do the thing that got them in, but do it with them live and record it. So it's like training with, you put the clients on camera, I'm sure they're going to repost it to their followers if they have followers, which will give you more traffic to your main page. Like I would be thinking, how do you leverage your customers?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Because your
Yes.
customers have authority and they have audience. Just use
Yeah.
that.
Yes.
So then, like, how can you record stuff with them? Like, that's kind of what I'd be thinking is like case study, one thing, but then the problem with case studies is you need to push traffic to them. You got to
Yes.
generate the traffic. So,
Is
but
it, is that good or bad?
I think that's good to have on the website. But if your goal is to have a system, like you need a system where you do a training with a client, and then you know your editor edits that into a YouTube video, Instagram video, for example, and then you
Okay.
post it.
Hmm.
And this is just again just an idea, like what that would look like, and then you post it on social media, and then plus tag.
Oh, yes, 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 yes. Oh, I hear you. Yeah.
And then once that happens, then this. So like you do your thing, you just live your life.
Yes.
And then, but like if you can now show your customers and like show that you actually have a relationship with them and it's not like a sale and like you know, they go onto your team, like it's if it's like an actual relationship that you build with them, you know, and they get to like the perk is you get to work out with me, we get to go to these retreats, like who was at these retreat, like what did they do? What did you learn? And you share that lesson, you like can do a collaborative post. I think that's what they're called on Instagram. Then,
Yeah.
you know, they're gonna post it on their following, and they probably might have 1,000 followers, maybe 500,000 followers, but the people that actually see their stuff are gonna be people that probably be good customers for you.
Yes, yes. To be honest, with you, we have a couple of influencers that says that mm, the thing is like some people, most of these wealthy people, because it's old money, they don't have like social media presence too much. They're kind of scared. They have maybe 200 friends, 1,000 friends, but there are some famous people that do have a million friends or followers, whatever you want to call it. And yeah, we can do a collaborative, and we have some influencers that are not wealthy, but they just came to our retreats because they just wanted to be part of it. And they have like 50, 80, 100,000. So that I already told them, what kind of content do you want? And they told us, and that's what we're going to post, let's say. So yeah,
Yeah.
that we can definitely do. And like having a whole company doing this, like does it is your company, for example, a company that do this, or you're more a media buyer, or
What do you mean by this? Like executing this plan?
yes.
Not really. It's more of right now it's just specifically for media buying. Haven't found a way to get out of that because it's just the fastest way to get results. Because like there's a lot of implementation here.
Yes.
Media
Lot.
buying is if you have ads you're spending, just spend it more efficiently.
So
Well, I guess
I should not do media buying, or because as you said, it's the fastest the fastest way to results. Hello?
yeah, I'm thinking, yeah.
Sorry, I just thought maybe it's got cut again.
No. Mm. Well, how many clients? What's your capacity a month per client? Like for new clients you can take in?
Around 50.
Okay.
Like then I need to hire an extra doctor.
Okay. And then how many are you getting right now out of that 50?
Now we're getting 5.
Okay. Cool.
And there is a spike always, like around when we do a retreat, you know, boom, it's more, and then it becomes less, and then when we do a retreat, boom, is more.
And do your retreats usually sell out? Can you have more capacity for the retreats? Because I saw on the website that the one in Barcelona sold out, but Dubai isn't, right?
Yeah, Dubai not yet, but to be honest, Dubai will be also sold out. And we tried different. We tried with 30 people, it was too much. Then we did 25, it was too much. Then we do 20, it was too much. And now we are on 18, and that was yes, that was because it's very exclusive, right? So we want also to give all the questions and answer everyone, and yeah, give the attention that they deserve, at least that they expect also.
Have you tried doing double the amount of retreats while keeping the attendees constant?
Yes, that is what we're gonna do the first time in Dubai, because in Dubai it's much easier to sell this. Because in Dubai, for them, like there are just more millionaires there on 1 meter square comparing to Spain. So that's why we are gonna do it's twice per month in Dubai. And um, and but it means still that I have to go create. And look, don't get me wrong, I love to do it. Like I have done this 20 years for free, right? So now I'm charging for it. And so I did it because I always thought this is a must that everyone should know about it, right? So now I charge for it, so I love doing it. But there might be a day, and I always think like maybe it come earlier than sooner than later, that I don't want to do any more retreats. And what does that mean? That means that my sales goes down? No, I don't want that. That's why I am like now preparing already for, can I create through media buying a lead gen system? Or should I hire a lead gen company that scrap the internet and with AI and personalized emails and put them in a sequence? And I don't know, like I'm just I'm trying now several things and see where this is gonna end.
Yeah, no, for sure. I get it. There's too many things to pick from.
Many things to pick
That
up, and that's why I'm talking to you, because you're expert. And
yeah, my head is always going to like, okay, cool. Like, what are you doing now? And can you just do more of it to get that same result? If now the constraint is, well, what if I don't want to do retreats anymore? That's very valid. So maybe we should be thinking outside of that as a lead magnet. Potentially. It could also be like your entry into media buying is to, if you're having trouble selling out outside of Dubai, do media buying then for those particular events.
You mean do media buying only in Dubai?
Well, you said Dubai is easy to sell, right?
Yes.
but when you're not in Dubai, it's more difficult to sell more people in, right?
Yeah, yeah, correct. Yeah.
So then I would sell, like if you're for the first time you're doing 2 times the amount of events in Dubai, in theory, that should yield, assuming people convert to like the longevity clinic next, if you see like let's say 10% of attendees inquire about it, and now you just doubled the retreat capacity, cool.
Yeah.
That's like a very interesting model now where next time you're in Barcelona or wherever that next retreat is, spend media buying, do media buying there because you know the lifetime value of a customer. But that's the
That's true.
most important thing. I think like Hormozy will talk about this and everyone will talk about it. It's like, what's your customer acquisition cost and what's your lifetime value? If you
Yes,
can
yes.
solve for those two things, then you could infinitely scale. And yeah, I'd be interested. That could be an interesting model there where it's like the media buying.
Media buying for the retreats, like for the 1 day biohacking days.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That yeah. And then we can do them in more cities that
I
are
mean,
like where more wealthy people are, like Monaco, Geneva, Zurich, London, uh, Dubai, Abu Dhabi, Saudi Arabia, Miami.
exactly. Because then it can scale beyond you if you ever want it to as well. You can find that system. That's a whole different system.
Yeah, different system, yeah. But then you can scale it because like yeah.
And you can pre-sell. And the way to sell that, I think on your website you already have the content. Like you said, you already created the landing page for it, right? The yearly reset. That's one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I would you can send people there. The lead magnet is, we'd have to define what people are gonna get for that lead magnet, but you can use that to sell the 1 day retreats because at the end of the day, your funnel is gonna be, yes, we really just break down the funnel. I mean, if you get more people here, you get more
Yes,
people here, right?
correct.
Okay. So I mean, you already have a vehicle. Just gotta like do more here, and I
Yeah.
think that'll downstream to it there.
Yeah.
And like you said, how do you do that? Well, then you expand geography.
Yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. And then you add what you said is also smart. You add a referral program, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Because then you have that other flywheel, which is like the referral. And maybe like people that are longevity clinic customers don't actually refer people to the clinic, they refer people to the retreat first, and then they go to the clinic. Maybe that's a referral program. Because maybe they have a friend who is in Monaco, and they're like, oh yeah, I need to like, I can't go to the Dubai event. But then if you start expanding geography too, like you can have like that spinning. Um, because this is how you tap an international market that like these other guys aren't doing because they're just too localized to America. When all the old money is not in America, it's in Europe or
Yeah.
Middle East or Asia.
Yes, but I do have to tell you that Americans are way more prone. Like in America, I have people that making $200,000 and still want to be a client because they understand the power behind it. Like Americans are like the best clients because they are more growth oriented, they are more aware of it. Because also the health system is more like broken in America than in other countries. Sorry if I say that, but At least that's
No,
the
it's
feedback.
100% true. You know, Boulder's like the healthiest place in America. That's why I
Yeah,
came
yeah,
here.
yeah. Is it, you know, baby bathwater?
I'm part of Baby Bathwater, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I spoke at baby bathwater a couple of times.
Interesting. When?
2017 and 18 in Croatia
Oh, cool. Yeah.
on the islands with
Yeah,
with Vision and who was there again? This guy that holy sacred cows. I was on the investment panel or something.
yeah, that's cool. Yeah, it's small world. Like they're based in Boulder
Yeah, it was
as
Boulder.
well.
Yeah, that's like that's why I say it because they are there. Well, that's amazing. Okay, well then yeah, then you understand even more like the the small tribe that there is.
As you're kind of talking about the people that have done a successful exit, maybe you've heard of this guy in the group, but I was thinking of this guy named Mac Lackey. Have you heard of him?
No.
His whole business is he helps people exit. That's his business.
Oh wait,
And
Michael. Yes, he's on my Instagram. Yeah, of course, I know.
like you can see how he branded himself to kind of find a niche, but like he's a great dude.
Yeah,
Interesting philosophy and like
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. He's the guy. Yeah, that's so small world. What's so amazing? Yeah, he actually messaged me a couple of months ago. He said, "Look, I have a great opportunity. It's in crypto, and I think you can like really benefit from it." But like, I just don't invest in anything I don't understand. And to be honest with you, I don't understand in crypto, so I just don't touch it. Um, yeah, it's but yeah, he's very smart guy. At least we had a very nice discussion in Croatia.
And yeah, that's where I'd go. Like, if you want the quick thing, like you can do the affiliates and the referrals, and you work with people like that who have the client base that you're looking for, you know, and you leverage each other's clientele. But if you want the system, like, I mean, I would assume it's much easier to sell this. It's kind of like a front end offer, back end offer, and your referral gets you in, you know, your loop here.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I don't think media buying would be bad. You're just going to be constrained by geography if it's an in-person event. So your challenge will be if your I'm assuming people fly in from these events more than local, right?
50-50.
Mhm. Like if
But
you're gonna get people to go to the Barcelona one, maybe you advertise in Zurich and
exactly, exactly. Zurich and
mhm.
Geneva and Monaco and London.
And yeah, Europeans will easily fly to different country in Europe versus an American flying to Europe.
No, no, no. Like that will not happen. No.
It
Yeah.
won't happen.
No, from United States, I don't see someone flying just for one day. No.
Yeah, no one from US will fly for
By
one
the
day.
way, we have two patients that I mean two clients that are flying from Canada just for but they're adding 5 days to the vacation.
Okay. Yeah.
So that does happen, but not often. So yeah, but yeah, we can definitely, I mean, so for the media buying for these events, that's something that you do, for example.
No, I don't do any media buying, but
Sorry, I didn't understand that. I thought you do that.
no. Just a creative side right now.
So like you're the creative strategist and then you give the ideas to the media buyer.
Pretty much, yeah.
Got you. Oh, okay. I did not know that was a separate thing. I thought usually the media buyer do that.
No, so it's tricky because like that's kind of the business is like I'm teaching people that skill because I found that a media buyer and a creative person, like this is the challenge that like everyone has right now, is you have a creative you have a media buyer. And usually this person is too idea heavy and illogical, and this person is very logical, but they
Yes.
can't think of creatives. And what I found is it's much easier to train a creative person media buying than a media buyer creative stuff. And once you can train one person do both, like you can think. Usually like this person doesn't think, they just feel, and that person thinks and they don't feel, so they can't, like, it's opposite. But I'm trying to create that bridge, because that's how I learned, is like my brain is an engineer mind, very logical, but I also can think creatively. And I'm just doing that. I'm just questioning everything. And like these people don't question, these people question everything, so they don't make any decision. These people go with their gut. So it's like, how do you combine that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, wow, it's amazing that you found this niche.
Trying to. I mean, we're trying to get, trying it out. But I know there's something there for sure, because
100%, because like I learned really a lot on this call. How can I help you? Like,
not quite sure. I mean, right now the goal that I'm just focused on is, I suppose, just trying to find product market fit and see like what is that niche, because we're trying to figure that out right now. Like to me, this is fun, right? Like I can do this all day, like kind of how you're saying, you'll do the retreats and you'll do it for free and for fun. Like this is fun for me. Like this gives me energy. Obviously, like I feel like it's incomplete still. Maybe you feel like it's gives you new ideas, but to me, I'm like, let's just build this thing now, you know? But I'm just trying to figure out like what is my niche? Like what is that thing that we're doing? And that's what I think about all the time. So I
yeah.
don't know if there's a specific ask, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, definitely. This is definitely a niche that that is needed, because you're right, a lot of media buyers, they also do the creative part, but if you want to go like deeper, you you have to become more specialized. And yeah, I think the creative part, taking it out, uh, yeah, will especially if you go to bigger companies with bigger budget where the money is, that's they will love to hire someone like you. Use your services, I mean. So, but you want to teach it, you don't want to execute it. Is that correct?
No, we execute it. So it's kind of like the way the business is structured, why it's a little bit unscalable is right now I'm the one that's kind of doing the architecting and structure, and then the team would go in and actually build this. Right? Like we'd actually build the creatives for the media buying and build a creative strategy and say like, here's a content that you should be collecting or creating. But like the actual media buying itself, we don't do. Or at least I intentionally was like, we got to be focused where we don't do media buying because it's a distraction.
True. And what about like creating the creatives? Do you create it or do you only advise how to create it?
No, we create it. So like the goal of the kind of the call originally was like while someone is talking, the editors that are like the whole team is in Boulder, Colorado, and the editors will be editing the ideas in real time. So like imagine like we're going through this and then like we hit the hour mark and like you're like, cool, what do I do from here? And like I'm like, well, here's your creatives. They're done for you. Just throw them in that account. It's done. And we built that process to take an idea and make it real, not just theoretical. So that's what we kind of do. Again, like trying to find that niche. We only work with like e-commerce brands typically. We haven't found the niche outside of it yet, but yeah.
E-com means like product selling online.
Yeah, product sales.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Yeah. And what about supplements? Did you ever think about that?
Yeah, we've done some supplements. It's just a lot of the brands that are in that space typically have a hard time getting content from their customers or videos that aren't like scripted. And
Yeah.
sometimes they're very fake and it's hard to like fix them.
True. Yeah. Okay. I
What
mean,
would
yeah.
you say is like you're saying it's helpful. Yeah. Like what was the biggest thing here, I guess? Your takeaway.
Mm, I mean, you brought confusion, which maybe some people don't like that. I like that because that's for me a starting point of learning. It's a message. So you brought confusion in the way, no, you don't need to do media buying. You can just also do partnerships with mastermind owners, right? So that can be something interesting where I just can go to mastermind owners and said, hey, are you interested to collaborate? And you brought also kind of the like I like you sometimes you know a lot of these things, but they're all kind of shattered, right? And you brought clarity, you brought structure in it and more like a plan. Okay, you do first this and you do that, and you have these options, and you can do a lot of things, but you can start with this or this. So I think giving that clarity and structure give you space in your head so you can execute things in a more focused and okay, first we're gonna do this and then we're gonna do that. Right. And as you said, and media buying was not you were not the most excited about media buying. Yeah, you were more like, okay, let's do lead gen through the 1 day events and do more of what you're already doing instead of doing new things. Right. Definitely building a personal brand, you reconfirmed it. That was a great help. And then yes, being like attacking the big guys. But I always think attacking the big guy while I'm still so small, I don't know if it's a good thing. I've never, I don't know about that, because I see always like a Brian Johnson or whoever other person, famous person, they first get to a certain level and then they start. But I don't know if that should be done from the beginning or not. I have no experience in building a personal brand. So that's something I'm still contemplating about it.
Does it feel, yeah, because I guess like it's very hard to like leave with an end goal because the goal I guess was to like, for me at least, I was like thinking like what's the best channel for you, and what it comes down to is like, well, do you have enough information when the call ends like to take action and kind of, because learning is changing behavior, like can you change something in the business right after the call, or like what would be missing? And for me I guess like I'm curious if you're left with enough, like do you feel like there's something you can do from this?
Um, I think I'm gonna like I got confirmation that I can have to focus more on the day events, and then as you said, invite Switzerland, invite Geneva, invite Monaco, invite London for Spain events, and then Dubai is gonna be just the GCC, the Gulf countries like Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, and focus on there for that event for the event in Dubai. While my colleagues they said, no, man, just do it through our network. We know enough people, we know enough influencers. We filled since April, we filled every retreat fully, right, in Spain. I mean, in Dubai it's gonna be way easier. People were flying from Dubai to Spain, let alone if we do it there. And but again, I want to have a system, not based on let's call this person, let's call that person. And yeah, and I see that the personal brand is very important, and that's a long-term game. So yeah, that's like clarity wise, like action wise, I'm just gonna do more of that. The media buying, I mean, I paid these guys already, so I'm just gonna give them the at least the chance to do for 3-4 months, and then decide if I'm going to continue or not, or maybe review the content and review if it's working. It's very interesting that you were not very positive about, I mean, at least not very, oh yes, you should do media buying. right? You were not like that. You were like, yeah, it could work, but it will work on not directly to the high tickets, right? It could work maybe through the events, the 1-day events. Also, I forgot to tell you, blood work also work. Like a lot of people, when they do their blood work and they see what's going on, then they say, "Oh, holy shit, I didn't know. How can we solve it?" Right? So, um, like doing blood work as a lead magnet can be also very interesting.
Yeah, let me, I guess I'll give you like the logic behind why I was like not, oh yeah, 100% do, you know, media buying for this. It's because you said your goal was 50, or sorry, your goal here was 50
Per
monthly
month.
goal. Which means like you're gonna hit a capacity here. So like 50 is not that hard to hit. I feel like it'll be much harder for Facebook or media, you know, let's say we're focused on Facebook media buying to hit that 50 target, then it's not a volume play. Like there's way easier things with way less work to hit 50. Again, you do 4 events a year or 4 events a month, and you're gonna hit this by far. You introduce a referral program, it's like the least amount of effort. If you want the system that can, because if your goal is build a wait list for this, which would be the goal, I would think, like you wait list this and then, you know, you can have like, maybe like you introduce this. This is how I would do it.
Mm.
Is you eventually want to hit a point where like when you're fully capped here, like you cannot take any more clients, you send them to a wait list. Now you start, instead of turning on media buying, you have a list of 75 people who are ready to purchase. And you can tell them ahead of time, hey, spots are open for the longevity clinic, you know, first come, first serve. And you work your list now, your inbound leads, people that are your customers.
Yeah.
And like this would kind of build that brand, because also like people get to interact with you at these retreats. And then eventually when you have no more capacity, you backlist them. And then you can personally call them, personally email them, whatever, to sell them in here. So it's like your system's like you get the email system based on like a waitlist function, you have the referral program, and then you just have like the 1-day. And to me, this is like you can fill events for the year. You know, like that can be, let's say, monthly goal for that one. And this
So
is
yeah.
something you're gonna have to.
So you think that 50 new patients per month is easy achievable?
I don't think it's easy. I think it's easier. I mean, you can have a way easier system doing something like this. It's more predictable. If you have the math, you know, you run a retreat and you get, do you know how many people you said you get from each retreat? Like 5?
Yeah, 3 to 5.
Okay, let's say 3. And then question is like, can you do more retreats? If the
Yes.
answer is yes,
Yeah.
let's say you do double, now you're getting like 6 a month instead of 3. And
Yes.
then like, do you know how, do you usually get a number from masterminds? Like how many, like,
Like
people,
from talks, like from
yeah,
yeah, around 2.
okay. Let's say you
Like
double that.
yeah. I mean, it depends of the quality of the people in the room. If they're high quality, it's 10%. If they're low quality, it's less. So a room with 20 people, I get 2. A room with 50 people, I get 5.
Yeah, and immediately my head will just kind of go to like, let's bring this down. Personal brand, like you're gonna get 0 from that. I would like bank, I would not even bet on this at all at the beginning, short term. Maybe
Yeah,
long
short.
term, yeah.
Yeah.
But like, you know, you have the retreats. So now we're sitting at like a 10. Now it's like we got to solve for 40. And that's what I'm thinking about if I were you, is like, how do I get 40 people? What's the most efficient way to get 40 people? This is you already doing double than what you're doing, so maybe you've hit like a maximum, but like maybe the blood work is a good lead magnet too. Maybe you can also like push in people where it doesn't involve your time. Media buying to lead to like the blood, but like I think like I don't know what this would yield for you, but I have a feeling if you can do a very good incentive for people, this will be very positive for you. Referrals. Because it's like a very niche product that like people that are your customers are gonna know people that would be good fits for you. It's just what's the messaging.
Yeah.
But I don't think media buying's bad. I just don't think that's the only answer. I think like I always look at like just do more of what you're doing, and if you can't do, let's say it's like I'm like do 6 retreats a month. You're like, dude, I can't do that. It's impossible. Like it's like do 2 masterminds a month. I mean, then your whole month is just traveling and like
Yes.
you don't, so it doesn't work anymore. So I would get to a point, I would go backwards and it's like, where does it break? Cool, hold it there. And then how much is left? And you fill it with the most efficient thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, like this could work for sure.
Yeah,
It's just
localized.
I wouldn't start there from zero. Like that's why I just question everything. Like, what if there's an easier way? Why do we have to do what everyone says we have to do?
Yeah, exactly. But that's localized geography. I think that's a very smart way to do it. And then personal brand, like you mean, so not working on the personal brand, you mean? That's waste of time?
No. So these are like the things that will fill your 1 day retreat. Like those are your like systems you'll have, like the media buying system and like organic content. That's like your um, YouTube or not YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, for example. That's like your organic team. And this can work very quickly. This will take a long time. Eventually, when this is what's working, now you can just do this.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that will take time to do.
Yeah. So first media
But
buying. Yeah.
yeah,
Organic content, I'll just continue.
you just do it, continue it. This works, and eventually when this becomes as powerful as this, you just turn this off and you save money.
Yeah, exactly. Plus, I think with the organic content and the media buying together, one reinforce the other.
Exactly. Like that would feed this. Because you're gonna get people that are gonna see your profile and they're gonna click on it and they're gonna start engaging with your content.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
And okay. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I'm gonna just then focus on the 1 day retreat. I think that will give a bigger ROI.
Yeah, you can get very creative. Like when this sells out, you could start announcing future dates and having people buy future dates in advance, which then, now they're a customer here, and then you can introduce them to future things. I don't know. You can get really creative once you have the customers here. This is like a
Yeah.
front end offer, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Okay, awesome. I'll do that. And I mean, also think maybe if like I always like to reach the hands back. If I can do anything regarding your health, let's say, or anything you have a question around that, please let me know.
Thanks. Yeah, I appreciate that. What's the best way to kind of be in contact?
With me, you mean?
Yeah.
Like I am at this moment, you can like by email or Instagram if you want. Like on Instagram, I am quite a lot because I'm all the day researching.
Cool. Okay. Yeah, noted. By the way, if you want to share this sheet with your team, I'll share the link with you. This will also be in the school group, but
Yeah.
you can
Yeah.
share that with the team and they can go in.
Okay, awesome. I'll copy it now. Put it in Slack. Yeah, that was really helpful, and I love that you love this. Like I think I can imagine like I'll go nuts doing this every day. But you love doing it, so that's really cool.
Yeah, I just like systems. And I feel like this space is too complicated. People overcomplicate everything. And if there's a way to simplify it, then it's like very high impact for everyone.
Yes. Yes.
Just trying to
Yes.
find that medium. Like what I'm really doing is like trying to take the mental models or the approach that I'm looking at it from and turning that into like a product that anyone can use.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, and most people didn't do the separation of the media buyer and the creative part. So that's good that you do that.
In your experience with other businesses that you've seen throughout your career, what's kind of been the biggest problem that you might have that people have not been utilizing like media buying or creative? Is there like a common pattern that you noticed?
Um, I mean, like business is, I always like to use old business models because they kind of never change. And it's always the company that is the most efficient with its resources that wins at the end, right? So the person that can acquire customers the cheapest, the fastest, or usually the cheapest, like I forgot his name. What's this guy, this guru always say? The clients the company that acquire um, that can spend the most to acquire a client, right? So
Dan Kennedy, I think.
oh yeah, exactly that guy, Dan Kennedy. So I always focus on that. I want to become an acquirer machine. So and in your case, like I can imagine that someone like me think, oh, this is amazing. But I can imagine that company says, yes, this is amazing, but now we need to execute it. So I think because it's like how I started. First, I had only the retreats because I did this for 20 years for fun, and then I thought, fuck, I'm gonna charge it for it now, and I charged it, and then everyone during the retreats said to me, "What now?" I said, "What do you mean, what now?" I said, "Well, we feel amazing. We want to continue this." I said, "Sorry, my business model is not made for this." But they kept asking me, but like, do you know anyone? Can you help us? Like, what about this? And I was all day WhatsApps answering people what they should do. I said, fuck, I should charge for this. So but then setting up the whole system, I thought that's gonna take a whole year. Let me just buy a company, right? So I bought this clinic, longevity clinic, and then I had the luck that my wife is a medical doctor, so we could like go very quick, very fast. Uh, so I always think, okay, like what I've learned in this Alex Hormozy group also is you wanna your first offer, and I don't know where you are in your journey, but like the main offer need to be an amazing offer, right? Well, he call it irresistible, whatever, or grand slam offer. So it need to be amazing offer. The fraction that you bring after having an irresistible offer is later, is not in the beginning. So in the beginning, when someone says, come to you, I said, look, can you do this, including the media buying? like if I am you, but of course I don't know your business, so I'm not talking for you. But if I am you, I would say, yeah, of course we have that, but it doesn't have to be you. In your network and in this mediabuyer.com school group, there are many amazing media buyers. You can just be, they can become part of your freelancers or partnerships or whatever you want to call it, right? And then suddenly you have a full spectrum. Because if not, then I have to do the creative with you. Then I have to go and find a media buyer, and then he has to do the media buying. Then I have to find, I don't know, maybe there's something else that I have to find, like a funnel builder, and then I have to find a tech guy, and then it's just too complicated. And I said, man, forget about this. You know, I'll hire a company, another company that's way less difficult, but that do everything from A to Z. So that might be a challenge to you. Again, I don't know, because if you go maybe to a very big company, that's you is the only person they need, and then they have the rest in their team, right? So that was my 2 cents from our call. Like when you said, no, I don't have media buyer, I said, okay, for me it's perfect because I have already, but imagine I didn't have it. It will have be amazing to have it you, and you come as very reliable, very, I mean, you're giving so much and without how do you call it in English? Like without expectations, you know, unconditional. So you kind of already build a lot of trust and change with the other party. So yeah, like I would love to hire someone like you, but it will be good to have a full package.
Interesting. Thank you for sharing. Yeah, our main offer has been, we do kind of this, but we don't communicate with the client or the company. We build them the ads that have the finished product built in. And then it works. And then they're like, can we get more of it? So now we give them more ads. Let's say we go from 6 ads to 40 ads a month. And at
Okay.
that point, it becomes too many. Like the back end offer is not good, but our front end offer is good. And then it kind of goes back to like, well, what are we actually offering? Are we offering the creative? Well, how many creatives? Are we offering the strategy? Well, how do you balance the strategy and creative? So if this was a front end offer, for example, like how would you describe it to somebody, if it's even possible?
Yeah. Like I like to always ask the question, what am I solving? Right. So in your case, you're solving quality traffic, but you're solving at the end of the day more business. You are creating more business for the other for your clients, right? But if someone comes to you and you tell him, well, I'm selling just the strategy, he said, okay, it's like people wants more business. They're doing it to have more money, right? Like a lot of people at least wants that. So you are a money creating machine for your clients. That's how I see you, right? So you want to also express that to them so that it simplify it. Okay, so like when I bought once 21 restaurants in South Africa, right? And the people in South Africa, the waiters were black, and they never had dinner ever in their life. So the first thing we did, we had all the waiters first experience a dinner, so that suddenly I told them, you are not a waiter. You are a person that's going to create magic moments for others. Has nothing to do with waitering. The waitering is just like walking. You have to walk from A to B to be able to do it, right? So suddenly the whole business was different because the experience suddenly from the person that enters until they leave, everyone was like, we are creators of magic moments, right? So in your case, it's kind of the same thing. And Tony talked a lot about that in his course, in which I learned from, is you want to reformulate your business in such a way that that it will trigger something with your clients. So in your case now, you gave me clarity. You created places like holes in my business that I didn't know they existed, or you created opportunities that I didn't know they existed. So with all that information, you have to think, okay, what kind of actually, to simplify it for you, the what I would do is, I'm sure you know the 100 million leads offer, right? I'm sure I don't know if you read it or not.
Yeah.
You read it. Then you should go through that again with this mindset. What kind of simplified offer can I give to my clients in such a way that it's like, I would say, wow, if you have this, where can I pay? And you have done this for a long time, or else, like, you have dissected my business in 45 minutes in a very eloquent way, which it says a lot about your speed of thinking. And that speed of thinking is, you're not born with it. It means a skill that you trained and you did years for it, right? So that means you have that. You have it in you. Now just how to articulate that, exactly the exercise you did with me, articulate that for your own tribe, like for your own ideal clients. Who is it? How much they want to spend? How much they can spend? How much is your service? Um, yeah, and then test it. But like in my head, it's like I want always to simplify it, because if I don't simplify it, I get people who are stitchy. No, I was calling English. Greedy, not greedy, but like they don't want to pay. They don't want to pay, you know?
Cheap,
So
almost.
yeah, cheap almost. Yeah, exactly. So that's why I say no to a lot of people. I said, oh, can I get a consultation? Can I get your advice? Do you have also a 3 months program? No, not interested. And that way I keep the focus, I keep the quality, and which means I will not help thousands of other people. Yes, that means that, but that's okay, because my sanity and of my wife and the people around me is more important. So yeah, it's like first choosing your ideal client. Everything starts with that. Like you have to, and like I understand my ideal client very, very well, right? I know their pain, I know their fears, I know their desire, I know how they want to be talked to, and because I am one of them, right? So you have to go and dive in, and most people are what I call tactical rats. What does it mean? They think a bit and they go full power in action, which is not bad, but you need to spend a little bit more. And I learned that actually from Orkan, the world memory champion. You need to spend 80% of your energy on thinking, because that's what an entrepreneur is. He's a thinker. The execution part, you can almost outsource 99% of the execution part, but the thinking you can't. So in your case, you have to think a bit more, okay, who's my ideal client? And really spend more time in that, dive deeper into it, understand, and maybe you already did, by the way, maybe I'm saying this and you already did it. And then think, okay, what is the offer that he will feel stupid, or he will feel like in back of his mind, maybe I should do this. Even if I don't have the money, I'm gonna, like, if I'm just 3, 4, 5 months with this guy, I know I'm gonna make the money back. That's the feeling that you want to sell. Like you're not selling a strategy, you're selling certainty. You're selling a trust, right? So it's another level. And to understand that and to articulate that, you need to really understand you need to understand and choose your ideal client. Because choosing means also saying no to many others who don't want to do it. And I know, for example, an Israeli company, like they're media buyers, and they have and content strategists, and like they have the whole shebang. But they start from $100,000 per month. Like everything below, sorry, we have 80, we have 70, we have 30. I went to them, I said, look, I have 30 per month. I said, come back when you have hundreds. You know, it will make your job just much easier.
No, that's great feedback. The biggest thing I think I'll take from that is the idea of doing what was done to my own business. That was advice I got from someone a month ago, and it went over my head, which is hire yourself as a client. And
Yes.
sometimes I get it over in my head and I overthink because you're in the weeds. And this, to me, this is very easy to do because it's like I can see all the components, but when it's you as a piece in the puzzle, sometimes you're like, "Oh, I don't know if I can do this, or I don't know if I can do that." But if you hire yourself as a client, then it becomes interesting. Yeah, I think that's a very good advice.
Yes, yes. Like, I mean, the shoemaker always has the worst shoes. I mean, that's, I totally hear you. Like, to be honest, you also, like, with our health, we helped a lot of people before my wife and I like said, okay, maybe we should also order some peptides for ourselves. So it took a while, right? It took like almost a year before we started to because we were already healthy, we were already sleeping. So but we were not optimized to our best self, right? So now we have scheduled these things, which now I have to go to bed like in 20 minutes. So yeah, that's
Cool.
yeah, man. Like, if I can help you also with your health, you know, if you have any question about whatever you want to know, I'll help you with the great pleasure.
Thank you, Noah. Likewise, anything that comes up with you or your team, just message me. Happy to help.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Cool.
Again,
Nice
thank you for
meeting
your
you.
time, and really nice meeting you.
Yeah, likewise. Have a good night.
You too. Bye.
Bye.